We got ourselves, ooh, my boy Seavark, my man. Repping that arcane. We got ourselves also iFox in there as a Beastmaster. We got ourselves Vengeance rolling out as a Vengeance of all the Paladins versus looks like skills. That's gonna just get in there. Oh my god. I like that Vengeance. And it looks like Anduin, dude. Corrupted Anduin. Skills trying to go for the big blaze sword, but Vengeance got the big deal. Oh my goodness. The Paladin damage. Miller Paladin getting in there. Trying to see if he can revenge and avenge the warrior that just fell. Miller Paladin taking lots of damage though. Blind onto Vengeance. Actually having to go for Shield of Vengeance. Oh my god, it's so much damage for both the Paladins. Vengeance going for a bubble. That's a dip super low. Could have been one more global and he's dead. So good thing he bubbled when he did. Vengeance though, kind of behind. Does he have the human racial? I believe he still does. Bubble down here comes to CC and damage. It's going to be a stun to Miller Paladin, forcing a trinket out of him. Does Vengeance have a blind? If he has a blind from Miller Paladin and some damage, he could just end it right here. Miller Paladin is holding on to that bubble for now though. Could be anyone's game. Both Paladins are just nuking one another. They're just running around. It's just, you know what they're holding on? It's just a hilt. It's just a stick. And at the end of that stick is a Fallout 4 mini nuke. Hell, let alone Fallout 3 mini nuke, dude. That's literally what they're running with. Look at that. That's not a hammer. That's not a hammer. That's a mini nuke, dude. There's a warhead at the end of that. Oh my god. These guys are just insane. Hydrogen Miller probably could be a bubble out of him. That's just dipping low. Seeing that wreck, he decides, you know what? I'm not going to play with it. We're going to go for big damage. Seraphim is up versus Vengeance. Miller trying to catch up a little bit on healing himself with Seraphim. Hodge into Vengeance. Does he have a way out of it? Miller Powell trying to make big damage happen. And the mini nuke slams down. As Yanni, the young Yanni, dude. The young king. I actually knew a guy in high school named Yanni. He was Greek. Everybody called him Greek. I know that we have Greek God X on Twitch, but they just called him Greek. Everybody called him Greek. He was such a cool guy, though. He actually became like a amateur male plus size supermodel last time I heard. Big damage onto Miller Paladin with that shackle. Looks like he's living. Yanni got them zoomies though. Every time he tiger pops, he just zooming over to Miller Paladin. There's no way to run away from the Yanni. He just got them rolls. He got them min caps. Miller Paladin could be in a bad spot. Electrical protection not available. Big kick out of Yanni, just taking him out. And Ori, look at you. Oh, Ori catching up and actually joining the fight together with Yanni. I mean, together with Miller Paladin. These two dueled each other once, but now they're on the same team. Big Celestial available for Ori. Looking to catch up to Yanni. No more defenses for the Monk, though. And the Monk Mog is really interesting looking. Lots of interesting, vibrant colors. Ori looking to wrath him down. I think the Dosage is going to melt him. Very well played. Arcane Missiles flying out for your boy Seavark, as he's going to have to fight versus Ori. The dot build of a Boomy versus Seavark playing a bursty build. You could see this because he doesn't have the triple shield legendary. If you saw the triple shield legendary, that'd be a whole nother story. Chicago just slamming down Sundering where Seavark is. That just like your way of saying, get in there. Oh my goodness. Ori in stealth. It's going to be Seavark catching him with a fire blast. As Ori charging, and Seavark probably has a batch available. Going to be invis for Seavark. It's going to blink around Ori, trying to see if he can set up some damage. Touching the magic, trying to make that play. There's going to be some missiles coming out. Needs himself a little bit of damage to Ori. Fleshcraft available for Ori, as Seavark trying to make the most damage happen. Is only going to be able to do a portion of his damage that he wants to do. Big barrage hopefully will be available very, very soon. And the barrage not coming out just yet. Seavark still holding on to big cooldowns, as it's going to be a little bit of images coming out. Playing that Kirin Arcane, which I really, really like. Missile still stacking versus Ori. Cycles available on Seavark. Is it gonna, I think, port back? Does he not have oh, he does still have Ultra Time out. It's kind of hard to see that after image of Ultra Time a little, but it still does have it. Ori hanging out behind here with the images, and Seavark is gonna have a little bit of a different go with Ori. This Boomy, I think, knows how Seavark plays with the Arcane Burst. It's gonna be a little bit tough for Seavark to really set it up. It's literally sleeping. I think he's literally sleeping, waiting for Ori to come to him. Big bash of the Seavark. Does not shrink it out of it. It's just waiting out the damage from Ori. That's going to be a little bit of the temporal. As Ori taking lots of damage. Is that a barrage maybe available? That was a touch of the Magi. Is going to do a little bit of damage, but Seavark looks like he's kind of tickling at Ori. Trying to go for Invis. Radiant Spark is out. Does he have the damage? Getting silenced by Ori. Really bad for him. Going to be Shadow Melt for Seavark. Cannot finish off the burst with the missiles. Maybe actually trying to go for big barrage. Half of Ori's health is just gone with a single barrage. That's what Seavark was really trying to line up. That's going to be Invis for Seavark with food immediately. Ulti time is up. Hopefully surviving Ori at no health at all. Does ulti time as he's not no health and has to ice block. This is one of the tougher matchups for an arcane mage. For Seavark to be able to come back from this, it's going to be really rough. He just needs to somehow go after Ori. After Ori used his silence. And Seavark's burst, I feel like, is just too... It's too easy to predict because you have to get a setup with a Kyrian Radiant Spark. Once you see the Radiant Spark, that's when Ori knows that Seavark is meaning business. I think the only way Seavark really does this is if he goes for Radiant Spark into Instacast Palm, Instacast Arcane Blast. And then your fourth hit is going to be the barrage as the cooldowns come out. So you're basically just trying to force out the defensives or force out the interrupts out of Ori as early as possible. Wait, there it goes. Wait, does he have it here? Trying to go for the big damage. Flash captain's up for Ori. Does he get the interrupt? Going to be a barrage. Barrage did not have the cooldowns rolling with it though. Seavark did get himself a good chunk of hit into Ori, but he needs that rune of power. He needs arcane power. He needs anything else to just combo into it, because that's gonna what's really gonna make the burst a lot bigger. And Seavark is just gonna go to sleep as already taken about. That's a really tough matchup. As an arcane mage, that might actually be your worst matchup in a duel setting. Like in an actual arena, it might be pretty easy, but in a duel setting, this is a tough one because Ori just puts dots on somebody, swarms, and just runs around the pillar. He just needs them to take him out. It's actually so sad. It's okay, Seavark. You can't win them all, you know what I mean? You can't win all of them. Ori actually getting booped around by Chicago playing that Night Fae. Is going to go for a little bit of that Fae Transfusion self-heal. It's okay, Seavark. You can't win them all. Ori literally got the setup, dude. Literally played AFK and I lose. Dude, yeah. Yeah, but that's the Necrolar Boomy. You do want to play into your DOS. That is your strength. Cyclone Chicago, did she go for a Trinketed? There's going to be an interrupt onto Ori. Chicago charging out, dude. The wolves are done. Trying to see if we can purge up Ori. But the amount of healing Ori has just for running out is actually pretty high. Earth Elemental joining the fight. Gonna get hit with a Cyclone. And Ori, I think, is looking maybe to a reset. You got all the dots on Chicago. Look at that mobility, dude. Using a flap while he is wild charge disengaging out of there. Gives him that extra bit of range, dude. Just a little bit extra. That's gonna be Chicago. Kind of lowish on health versus Ori. Thorns did come out by the Boomy. And Chicago could just come out and go for the biggest bursties onto Ori when they're out of form. Just kind of catch him. It could be pretty decent. Last time they caught him into the totem, the static charge totem, the fence, the electric fence. That was probably like, you're going to have to wait until that cooldown's back up. Also, I wonder if Chicago is playing. They are playing Ascendant, so I am wondering if they're playing the Doom's Lego. Big Shackles and Malediction on Chicago is going to have to go for healing. Going to be the fence totem for Ori. Actually, focusing down the totem as best as he can. Trying to get some dots in Chicago as Ascendant is up. Chicago trying to make some big damage happen. That's going to be Warst up onto Earth Elemental. Didn't hit Chicago. Ori's trying to heal up through this. Chicago still is going to have range. Interrupting Ori on nature. That's going to be pretty bad for Ori. He's going to go for Flesh Gun. Chicago's trying to burn through the damage. Actually backs up. Trying to line aside that Cyclone. Are they able to maybe... Oh, no. I was thinking, are they going to be able to grounding the next one? Chicago went to, you know what, let's get in there. Let's do some damage. I think Chicago might have Ori on ropes. Ori needs to catch up on health. If he's able to do that, he'll be fine. The Fleshcraft's no longer giving him the extra healing absorb. And Chicago is going to have to go for that Maelstrom, I think. We are 27% dampening. Chicago's self-healing is gotten reduced in patch 9.1. It is going to have to take a little bit of time to catch back up. But it could still be a great spot. Going to be a short interrupt onto Ori. And Chicago's interrupt should be pretty massive. Trying to see if he can purge the thorns off of Ori. Bash by Ori. Chicago going to take a little bit of damage. Cycle quick on Chicago. Has a trinket. And they're going to hold on to it. Ori in that bear from with a swarm on him. Trying to catch up a little bit of health. And Chicago just needs to find a way to catch back up to him. Cyclone, does he interrupt it? He does interrupt it. Trinket coming out. Going to be Fated Fusion. Ori can't really go anywhere. Going to take a lot of that damage from the Fated Fusion. Trying to focus down the totem. Couldn't quite do it. Going to be a quick Cyclone. So he is playing for the new Onatown for the Frenzy, Boomkin Frenzy. So you actually, I think, can go for almost instant cast Cyclones, basically. Basically instant cast Cyclones. And Chicago looking pretty healthy. Earth Shield available and everything. Big charge by Ori. Roar on Chicago with a Cyclone. Grounding Totem catching it, actually. Was that what that was? Did Grounding Totem catch it? I think Grounded Totem did catch it. I think Chicago set one up a year ago. And then somehow it's still... Is that what happened? Or did it just Grounded Totem like the totem? Did it cyclone the totem? I'm pretty sure it had to be a Grounding Totem just sitting out for like half a year. That Chicago put up like a long time ago. Big bash for Ori with quite a bit of range. Trying to go for another cyclone Chicago. As the Grounding Totem does come out, Ori needs to take down the Grounding Totem. It does disappear. I think Ori... Or maybe Chicago was just immune to Cyclones at that point, super DR'd. Or you get interrupted on Cyclone, is going to get another clone onto Chicago as he's looking for the recovery. Does he have Fleshcraft? He does. So it looks like Ori, without Frenzy Regen and a pretty big Fleshcraft, just catch up to health. Chicago has plenty of health as well, but Ori, now they have a shield, they can maybe go a little bit more aggressive. No CE for 27 seconds. Is getting moved back in the electric fence. Does take out the totem, kind of go in a circle around Chicago. Try to let another Cyclone. I think trying to see if he can bait an interrupt on Chicago. Grounding Totem is down. Not going to last too long. Or he could go for a Cyclone. There's no way Chicago can stop it. Unless it's 3 seconds later where the interrupt is going to be available back up. But Shamans do have like a 12-second interrupt, which I think is the shortest interrupt in the game in general. Chicago taking a bit of that damage. That's going to be the swarm on him. The Star Sword is a not helping situation. Going to be big CE as Ori got a lot of damage. Chicago is going to back up for a second. Bash on Chicago as Ori goes in for Shackles and Malediction. Lots of damage to Chicago. Actually completing necrotic down. Wall this damage off, but I think it's over. Seed Pot is out, and unless Ori does not have the damage, Chicago is going to be going down. That's a rough one, dude. This Boomy is actually, I mean, he's just playing up to the dots. He is really playing up to the dots and the hots, man. That Moonkin Necrolord playstyle isn't something we normally see. And he's really just trying to almost cheese out that pay, dude. Letting the dots do work. Letting the hots recover him over time. And he's going to have to worry about these pets with iFox. That's a Beastmaster Hunter. Lots of potential damage. Thorns are up. So iFox is going to have to watch those pets a little bit. Kill shots on Ori. Cyclone quick on iFox. Triggers it late. Does he have an interrupt? He does not have an interrupt into Ori. Does he have a stun? Stun coming out. Ori triggers out of it. Bear form up immediately. And he's going to have to find a way to deal with all these pets as they are getting healed up by iFox. Ori right next to the Hunter. Quick roll on him with a bash right after. He's trying to get a Cyclone. Is going to get a full clone. And the pets are, hopefully, their frenzy will fall off. It'll going to be good for Ori. iFox going in for a feign death. Needs to get redotted by Ori. And iFox needs to get those kill shot procs. That's all he needs. He got a flame shot onto Ori. Could be lots of damage. Those kill shots could be huge. Does he have interrupt for Fleshcraft? He does. Ori, though, trying to get big searcher's damage. It looks like the dots through the turret and smelt him. There's a Boomy who plays through the dots. I like that, dude. Ori with him 3-0. Lots of healing, lots of damage by this guy. Bad matchup for Seavark, for sure. I really wanted to see that Arcane pop off. I think I might need to get Seavark's group again. I think versus Flexing, just so we can give him another chance. But yeah, that was very well played, man. Very well played.